بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى خصوصا على سيد الرسل وخاتم الأنبياء وعلى آله الأزكياء وأصحابه الأتقياء أما بعد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى خصوصا على سيد الرسل وخاتم الأنبياء وعلى آله الأزكياء وأصحابه الأتقياء أما بعد. A man by the name of Abdullah ibn al-Faraj narrates that one day I needed someone to help me with some basic repairs at home. So I went to the market and began to look for some laborers. There was a man standing there. I approached him and said to him, "Will you assist me in renovating this wall of mine?" He said, "Sure, I will, but there are some conditions that I have. If you accept these conditions, then I will work for you. Otherwise, you'll have to find someone else." He was intrigued and he asked him, "What are your conditions?" He said, "The first condition is that while working, when it's salah time, I will stop for every salah unconditionally." The man said, "That's fair." He said, "Number two, I will only work 1 day a week on Saturday. The other days I won't work, but I promise you I'll work very hard on Saturday and I will get the task done, but I won't work more than that 1 day." He said, "Okay, what's the third one?" Then he specified an amount. "I will not be paid 1 penny more than this amount. This is the amount I want to be paid. These are the hours that I will work. This is the break that I will take. Do you accept?" There were no other options for this person at that moment, so he said, "Today's Saturday, I need someone. He's here to work. Bismillah, go for it." So the man went to work. At the end of the day, when he came to investigate how far the project came along, he saw that this person did in 1 day what a whole team generally wouldn't be able to do in a week. And he was only charging 1 day's labor. So he thought to himself, "This is a win. I'll just hire this guy 1 day a week, pay so little, get so much work done." The next day, the man thought, "Let me just go see if he's here anyway." So he went to the same space to see if that man was there. Clearly he wasn't, because he had said he will only work 1 day a week. He then asked the other people, "Where is that young man gone?" They said, "Oh, him?" They called him Ahmad as-Sabti. They said, "Ahmad as-Sabti, you won't see him but on Sabt, on Saturday. This is the only day he works. The other days of the week he doesn't work. The rest of the time he spends alone." So he went to check up on him and he found that this Ahmad was engaged in ibadah for that time. He dedicated 6 days of the week just for ibadah, and 1 day he would use for working to provide for himself for the rest of the week. Every week this young man came and he worked for him. One day he noticed that the young man wasn't there. He was worried. He asked the people around, "Where is he?" They said, "We heard that he wasn't feeling too well." So he went out of his way to this abandoned space where this young man was, and he sat next to this Ahmad as-Sabti. And he said to him, "Everything okay? Anything I can do for you?" Ahmad was lying there and he said, "My time in this dunya has come to an end. Soon I will die. So I have certain requests from you." This other person who was his employer was so shocked because he fell in love with this young man in such a short period of time. He said, "Anything you need, I'll do it." He said, "Number one, when I die, please bury me and shroud me in these garments that I have right now. And then after I pass away, there is this small little possession and a letter. Take it to the Khalifa Harun al-Rashid and give it to him." So not shortly after, this man passed away, Ahmad as-Sabti, rahimahullah. Ibn Kathir rahmatullahi alayhi in his Al-Bidayah wa Nihaya puts his death around 283, I believe it's 183, 184. Wallahu alam, I'll need to double check that. So he passes away. The person takes this ring, he travels all the way to the Darul Khilafah. He's trying to find a way to meet the Khalifa Harun al-Rashid. It's impossible. Harun al-Rashid lives in a massive castle surrounded by hundreds and thousands of soldiers. A random person can't just have a private meeting with him. He had been rejected multiple times, but he made a promise to this person at his death that I will fulfill this, so he waited for his opportunity. One day Harun al-Rashid was going for his evening walk with his entourage, and this man jumped in front of Harun al-Rashid and said, I need to talk to you. It is very, very, very important. Harun al-Rashid saw in his hand there was a ring, and immediately his face changed colors. And he said to his soldiers, take this man inside. Have him sit inside my private quarters. When I come back, only the two of us will talk. No one else will be there. He came back in the evening, and he sat in front of him, and he took the ring from his hand, and he started crying. He said, who gave you this ring? How did you get possession of this ring? He said, well, there was a man who gave it to me. Harun al-Rashid asked him, how did you meet this man? Where is he? I want to know right now. He said, well, he passed away. And before he passed away, he gave a message. He said to me that go to the Khalifa Harun al-Rashid and say to him, my dear father, your time in this world is also limited, just as mine is coming to an end. For every person that has owned this throne thought that they would have it forever. But the fact that you have this throne today, Baba, is proof that they had to leave it. One day you will leave it too. So be just and don't attach yourself to it. Harun al-Rashid, when he received this message, he started crying and said to him, take me to my son's grave. Before Harun al-Rashid became Khalifa, there was a lady that he fell in love with. And they had a child. He then had to move because the possibility of him becoming Khalifa became more and more clear. And he said to her that when I become Khalifa, come back and join me. But for a small period, I need to leave. You and my son will come and join me later. However, she never came and the son never came. Even though he was a prince, in the works of history, Ahmad bin Harun al-Rashid as-Sabti is referred to as the Zahid, the prince who had no interest in wealth at all, the one that had no desire for any of it because he had seen what wealth did to those around him, how it distracted people from Allah, and he had no interest in that at all. So on his deathbed, that moment that he was leaving this world, it was alone, but it was one that he found himself with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And today Harun al-Rashid is standing at his grave crying because this lesson that his son taught him. The final advice that this son gave to his father, that Baba, stop thinking it's yours forever. This car, this home, this phone, this tablet, this fame, the followers, the social media, it's not yours. And the fact that you have it today is proof that it was someone else's yesterday, and today it's yours, so the day after it'll be someone else's. The lesson of this legend, of this righteous man, is that even though you have it doesn't mean you need to or must engage with it. How you engage with the world should be on your terms. Find comfort in knowing كُلُّ مَنْ عَلَيْهَا فَانٍ وَيَبْقَى وَجْهُ رَبِّكَ ذُو الْجَلَالِ وَالْإِكْرَامِ. Everything in this world will perish, and only the one being that will remain is your Allah. So if you die and leave this world with nothing but the love of Allah, then you've taken everything. But if you have everything, like he's saying to his father, but you haven't found Allah in your life, then in reality, you've taken nothing at all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us tawfiq. Wa sallallahu ta'ala ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, tonight we have our qiyam at 12:30. Please, everyone, come out, join us with your families. We'll have dua, we'll have a khatira. It'll be a beautiful night. You'll also notice on the way out that